2025 is shaping up to be one of the biggest years for LEGO yet, as we've had so many amazing sets, new minifigures, and we've still got more sets on the way with LEGO One Piece, the UCS Death Star, and even Pirates of the Caribbean making a comeback. However, with some of LEGO's flagship themes, like Star Wars and Marvel, there continues to be a number of issues plaguing them. So in this video, I want to discuss a potential solution to these problems by highlighting some other LEGO themes that are thriving. So what's up LEGO fans, it's LEGO Man Cam, and I want to start by quickly addressing a number of the problems that people have with modern LEGO themes before we can get into seeing how we can fix them. First with LEGO Star Wars are the prices, with sets being ridiculously expensive for what you get and compared to previous versions being less detailed and smaller. The minifigures included in these sets are getting worse too, omitting details and general cost cutting across the board. Similar in LEGO Marvel, minifigure selection seems to revolve purely around characters like Spider-Man and Iron Man, and set builds lack creativity and imagination, simply being basic mechs or vehicles. With both of these themes having upwards of 25 sets per year, it seems as though LEGO may be prioritizing quantity over quality. With LEGO's range of themes being at an all-time high, which is a great thing, giving fans more choice and different IPs and franchises to choose from, are LEGO actually spreading themselves too thin? If we think about the number of designers at LEGO having to be spread across different themes, with more experienced designers having to manage smaller teams of new staff as well, is this something that is actually attributing to this decline in quality? So what can be a potential solution here? Well, I first want to look at LEGO Fortnite as an example. Regardless of your thoughts on the game itself, just stick with me here for a minute while we look at these sets. First, we had 4 sets released last year, being the Durr Burger, Supply Llama, Peely Bone, and the Battle Bus. The Durr Burger was just $15, the Llama just $40, Peely Bone only $100 despite having 1,414 pieces, and the Battle Bus was also $100 with effectively 3/4 of a minifigure series in the set. To me, these are some of the best priced licensed sets in modern times. We're getting high quality sets, unique builds and concepts, licensed products, and in the Battle Bus, some incredibly detailed minifigures. This is followed up by just 4 more sets for 2025, being Peely and Sparkplug's Camp, the Durr Burger Restaurant, Colombo, and then the Mecha Team Leader. Once again, this follows the same formula of 3 regular and 1 18+ set. Peely and Sparkplug's Camp is a small $23 set with some great figures and perfectly accurate builds taken straight from the game. The Durr Burger is probably the worst price set out of all of them at $65, but still has 3 decent figures and a good build for its size. It could just be a tad cheaper. And then you have Colombo, a perfectly executed build with another 2 good minifigures. And last is the Mecha Team Leader, a set that actually hasn't released yet, but one that looks incredible from what we've seen so far, with bright colors and another accurate representation of the model that was in that Season 9 in-game event. What I'm trying to say here is that LEGO Fortnite has produced just 4 sets per year, but every single one is a legitimate banger, minus maybe the Durr Burger Restaurant, but there's still a lot to love. So this smaller scale theme perhaps means that LEGO only chooses the best concepts, sets, and minifigures to be made. Another new theme on a similar scale is One Piece. Now granted, this theme is just about to release, so things may change next year, but with just 5 sets releasing for the year, they all have a combination of new molds, minifigures, and making each set look incredibly unique, giving a good balance of 4 playsets and 1 18+ as well. Just quickly though, if you do enjoy my videos, please subscribe to help us reach our goal of 40,000. It's the best thing that you can do to help the channel for free. Anyway, each set also seems like a really fair value for a full priced LEGO set. And whilst this is sort of outdated at this point, they all fall either on or below that 10 cents per piece mark, showing that LEGO is still capable of following this, and every set looks vastly different, giving us recognizable vehicles like the Going Merry, but also affordable playsets like this Windmill Village hut. So after looking at what I believe to be two really great modern LEGO themes, how can other LEGO themes learn from this and look to improve moving into 2026 and beyond? Obviously, the idea of lessening the number of new sets we get per year seems bad on paper. Less choice, and in the theme of Star Wars for example, it means less sets from a range of different pieces of content, like the movies, Disney Plus shows, or the animation. But I think it ultimately comes down to quality versus quantity in this scenario, where for me personally, I would much prefer to get 10 really great sets per year in comparison to 8 different Spider-Man vehicles, 5 Iron Man mechs, and then 5 helmets. With LEGO expanding into new themes like One Piece and of course Pokemon coming next year, LEGO is going to be growing at an exponential rate. I've seen myself quickly garner interest in new LEGO themes outside of my typical Ninjago and Star Wars, where I've been loving the new Fortnite sets, Sonic sets, and even some Minecraft as well. So what would a less quantity and higher quality look like for a theme like Star Wars? I'm thinking a couple of 18 plus sets per year, as these do seem to be very popular, whether that be UCS sets, helmets, or even MIDI scale ships. LEGO has really expanded on their 18 plus portfolio and actually provided some slightly more affordable sets under $100. I would love to see the remainder 7 sets or so for the year be some really detailed minifigure playsets, either remaking a set that hasn't existed in a long time, something like the Arc 170 or V19 Torrent from this year, or be something entirely new, with new minifigures and a full level of detail. Thinking to something like that Fortnite wave I spoke about in the video, if LEGO can distribute minifigures in sets like that, all those amazing figures in the battle bus, then surely with an increase in 18 plus minifigureless models, we can see more minifigures in our other playsets. So would this actually keep costs down effectively? Probably not. Ultimately, LEGO is going to price sets at a price that they think they can sell them for. And if a designer comes in under budget with less pieces than the given budget they have for a set, that's all the better for LEGO, as that gives them extra money to spend elsewhere. LEGO sets are sadly still expensive, and we can try to discuss this as much as possible, but my best advice is, again, just gonna be wait for a sale, unless you need a set on day one for some reason. So overall, what are my take home messages from this video? At the end of the day, I think it's just interesting at how themes that don't seem to be making that many sets per year are actually the ones pumping out the best individual sets per year. So I would love to see whether a decrease in volume can actually increase the density of each set, as I feel all of us can agree that we want more bang for our buck. Please let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. Do you agree, disagree? And if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to help us reach our goal of 40,000, and I'll see you in the next one.